You seem to still be up there somewhere.
Maybe I am. There are flying saucers.
Supposing they're Martians or something in there.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Weird Wednesday. I'm itsasherz, and this is...
Cassie,
what a fucking superstar you are for coming on tonight. Thank you.
I'm back, bitches.
Being here. I know people are going to be so sad. No, they were really excited. They loved having you on last time. I love having you on. So, I'm, not sad about it. So,
Me either.
Super exciting. Well, how was your weekend? What have you been up to since the last time you were here?
Oh, this weekend was drawing and work. So we got this other house that we bought to rent out. So we're renovating that because it was a dump. So Saturday I worked on that all day. Came home, made dinner, drew a bunch of pictures because I have a show next weekend. And then Sunday, I work Sundays now. So I served pizza all Sunday and came home, drew a couple pictures, went to bed, and now it's Monday.
Well, welcome. Sounds exciting.
Thanks. How was your weekend?
It was okay. We did, I did more, I've been doing that Huber Haunts situation. So we did more of that. Checked out some more spooky houses in the area. Saw some cool stuff. And then Saturday was the annual Halloween festival in Halloween City, Ohio, Fairborn, Ohio, which was pretty good. I didn't spend too much time there. But I always like to go. My friend Cherish, I've said this a million times on the show, she owns the oddity shop down there on the strip where Foy's Halloween store is. She's got the haunted museum in the basement and stuff. So I always stop by and say hi to her. She told me, and I guess I'm doing this for accountability, that she will be at that next year's A Frogman Festival.
Ooh.
So, with her oddity stuff. So if you guys, I'm telling you guys.
She's going to be set up at Frogman.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's coming. And we don't have an oddities vendor there at the Frogman
Festival. She better bring those taxidermy frogs on stripper poles and stuff.
Yeah, right. People would buy the fuck out of those.
Right, I would.
So it's going to be, I think that's really exciting because I think it adds great variety to the show. And then she's just great. So I love having her, have the exposure. And I talk about her enough. It'll be nice for you guys to finally go, see who the fuck I'm talking about.
Right.
But yeah, she'll be coming. So seeing her, it's always nice. And then, like I said, just indulging in the festival food and festivities. I did not spend as much money as I thought I would, which is, I guess, a good thing.
I wish sometimes I lived in the city where they celebrate Halloween because I love Halloween. It's my favorite. It's always been my favorite. I try to shove it down my kids' throat as their favorite. They don't like it. But I live in Amish country and they think Halloween is the devil. So we have nothing. It's nothing catered to Halloween. It's all fall festival, fall activity. Your costumes can't be scary. Like, what is going on? Oh,
no,
this
thank you.
town is hell.
Well, we'll plan it better. Next year, you can come down during the Fairborn Festival weekend. We'll go do Huber Haunt houses and we'll go to the festival.
Is that where Hubie's Halloween got its name?
Probably.
The Adam Sandler movie, Hubie's Halloween.
That's a good one. I should show my daughter that one.
You should.
That's a good family friendly. That's a good one. No, probably. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, but I wouldn't be surprised because man, they are, like I said, they're doing it up there in little Huber Heights, Ohio. It's just very unsuspecting, but here we are. So yeah, I did a lot of Halloween stuff, and I'll continue to do more Halloween stuff as it is the Halloween season.
Have you noticed, like at stores, their Halloween sections aren't as big as they were last year?
I am not finding jack fucking shit at these Halloween stores.
Nothing. I was mad. I asked the lady at Michael's. I was like, what's up with the Halloween stuff? Like, where is it? She's like, oh, they cut it down a lot this year. I'm like, yeah, to nothing.
What? Because I feel like every other year, like that, I go Halloween shopping, I'm always like too late. And it's like the last week of September and everything's gone already, But I agree. I feel like they don't have nearly as much stuff as they usually do. Or at least, a lot of it's going back to like cutesy Halloween.
Yeah, like Summerween.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's okay because I too like to buy a lot of my year-round decorations during Halloween time. I get it,
Mm.
but what happened to Halloween being scary? Like, what happened to it being about, the dead and, the one night of the year that we can, that the veil lifts and, the dead enters our world and takes
Right.
over and, it's not that anymore.
And my kids, they're 16, so they're too old to like trick or treat now, they say. But they have little brothers at their dad's house, and they go over there and do it with them. And trick or treat is over before it gets dark. What is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. It's fucking weird. It's like, okay, I don't, most of our places don't even they don't, you'll skip like 5 houses before you find one passing anything out. It's like, all right. I mean, I
Right.
get it. It's expensive. Life's expensive. But what happened to the homegrown haunted houses? We need more of that. But that's why Huber Heights is nice and fun and special because they do get
Right.
into it and you don't get that everywhere. But no, I agree. It's not been very spooky this year. So you have to make your own spook. You gotta you gotta make your own spooky fun, I guess.
I live on top of a hill on a private road. If I had people that like even drove down my road, oh, it'd be all decorated. But no one can see it. So what's the point of wasting my time just for me to look at? Like, I know how cool it is.
Well, you could start doing an advertising it and people would come.
I don't know though, because I live in Amish country.
That's true. They're like, I'm not going to Amish country.
Right. And the people here are like, I don't know, we don't celebrate that. And I
That's the
probably
crazy
get
devil
like
woman.
witch hunters after me.
I'd catch you at the pizza at the shop and be like, "That's the witch."
Right? With I'd have even more of the Jesus pamphlets that I already have.
Oh no!
Oh, they just see me with tattoos, and all the little Amish ladies give me Jesus pamphlets. I'm like, I believe in God. What is wrong with you?
You could start a museum of Jesus pamphlets.
I could. And the little tiny Jesus figurines, I got 4 of those at my workstation.
Yeah, I got little Jesuses. I got one I carry in my bag. I got at the fucking the Withville UFO Festival.
Oh, it's funny because our friend Jimbo, right? He messaged me the other day, and it was just a bag of baby Jesuses. He's like, I bought them to give to people to tell them that they need Jesus. I was like,
I'll tell you, when I
That's
got my little
great.
Jesus, I was very excited.
right?
I was like, I love it. Wasn't even like a bad interaction. It's just the woman was like, they talked to me for a while after I'd given my talk, and the woman was like, I really want to give you this, and gave me a little Jesus. And I was like, well, that's so sweet.
Right. And I'm not
you.
making fun of it at all. It's just
No,
like
love
people
it.
just see me here and they just hand me like God in your life pamphlets and all this. I'm like, I am 10 years sober. God is in my life. Trust me. Like, I had to believe in something way higher than me to get out of this.
Like, why don't you let God into your life?
Right.
Oh, geez. Well, anyway, yeah, it was a good weekend. It was not too terrible. I don't have any news this week. I know that's crazy.
I just have some stupid news. Like, okay, so the Parma Heights Police Department went on a chase through neighborhoods because one of those giant inflatable pumpkins was just rolling down the street. And they had to corral it, and they shoved it in the back of their cop car so it looked like an arrest.
Wow. Did they put handcuffs on it?
See, the video showed him trying to, but I don't think it had anything to like handcuff.
Like, we're gonna pop it if we
Like,
keep.
there's YouTube videos. You can look it up. Parma Heights inflatable pumpkin chase.
Where's Parma Heights?
So
what state is that?
it's here. It's like 30 minutes south of Cleveland. It's right by the airport, the Cleveland
This
airport.
is local news.
Yeah, this is local news. What else would you expect?
I love Ohio. There's always something.
Right?
You know what? That's pretty good news. Our friend Adam, we used to joke with Tobias so that, he there was like a string of people stealing like the inflatables during Christmas, and I guess Adam hates them. So I have a feeling that Adam has something to do with this. I don't know what yet, but
Inflatables are the cringiest decoration of anything. I hate inflatables.
I don't hate them. I think they could be done well. It's just, I think it depends on what you do with them and what they are.
Well, like Halloween, like to me, Halloween is scary. Inflatables are cute. I don't want cute decorations
Most of the time they're cute, but have you seen the UFO ones?
with a cow in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one
I
down
mean-
the street at the Trump house. It's surrounded. Yeah, it's surrounded by Trump yard signs.
Tons of them. Oh my gosh. That's what
They
they're
never
known
come
for.
down.
The Trump house. Oh my god. But no, I think those are cool. I mean, so like I said, I think it depends on what it is. But have you seen that horrifying baby one?
No, there's
It's
a
like a-
horrifying baby
Yeah,
inflatable.
it's huge. It's like a demon baby, and it's it's awful. So I mean,
Oh my gosh.
are you looking at it?
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
10.3 feet long Halloween zombie baby inflatable decoration.
Yeah. Yep.
I wonder how much that is.
I mean, I'm an animatronics girly, if you're gonna do it, in your yard. But
Right.
I also like skeletons that do stuff, that are doing activities, whatever it is. I don't care what it is. But yeah, the inflatables, like I said, they can go hard. It depends, but you don't see that a lot.
$95.
See,
That's
you can get
not
one of them.
bad. Yeah, but nobody would see it.
Nobody would see it. Leave it in your yard year round. I bet people will start talking.
You see, I've been asking Brandon for one of those 12-foot skeletons because I would dress it up in all kinds of decorations.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of outfits for every holiday. I would never take it down.
Well, okay, why don't you have one yet?
Well, one, because I serve pizza. I can't afford that. And two,
Fair.
Brandon lives in Amish country and he thinks I'm stupid.
Well, tell him you should just charge him for every Antiques Roadshow that you've had to watch over the
Right.
years.
No, he'll get it for me one day.
He will. You're right.
He loves me.
It'll happen. Just
I just
every
have to, like,
Halloween. bitch about
Find
it.
one that's a reasonable price because I wouldn't even like I don't like when people like spend money on me for stupid stuff, and $600 is like a large amount of money to spend.
Is that how much they are?
That's how much they were. I don't know if they are that this year.
I thought they were like 300.
It might be.
I mean,
But when the one year that they like first came out,
they probably
that
were.
you couldn't
Yeah.
find them anywhere. Yeah, they're 300 now.
See?
That's
It's time.
still a lot over. I don't know. I'm gonna put it on my Christmas list. Maybe he can find the half price ones.
Yeah, November 1st. That's
Right?
It's coming. Well, I guess we'll just jump into this week's episode. It is going to come with all of the trigger warnings right now up front. If you are sensitive to just about anything, there's something for everybody here. Don't listen to this episode. It gets pretty dark. Which I know you guys are probably sick of hearing, after last week's Debbie Downer of an episode sometimes.
Wait.
Not really. It's spooky season, right? And there's nothing more horrifying than real life people and events. This week we're going to talk about disturbing Reddit accounts, disturbing Reddit posts, disturbing subreddits. Basically, the dark underbelly of Reddit. Cassie, do you spend a lot of time over on Reddit?
Never, ever looked at
Never.
Reddit until 20 minutes ago when I found out about this episode.
I'll be honest with you. I really like it over there. Like, I think it's my favorite social media. It's nice because it sounds weird. Yes, I appreciate you guys and I love you, but it's nice because nobody knows who I am over there.
Oh, that's true.
And so it's pretty anonymous. And then, all the different subreddits that you follow, I mean, it's curated. Like, I can friend somebody on Facebook, right?
Mhm.
And I friend them because they are a lot of reasons why people might friend me on Facebook, right? Oh, it's Asher's and she's going to talk about weird, spooky stuff all the time. And then I just post memes about dumb shit and, fucking dialogues about life or whatever. You don't care to see that stuff. On Reddit, you don't have that. Like, because you're following communities, it's specifically about those topics that you're there to follow.
So do you have to like join these communities, or like I don't understand how it works.
You do, yeah. I mean, it's a lot like, you know how like you go on Instagram and you follow somebody and you start seeing their shit in your feed?
Yeah.
It's like that, but
Oh, okay.
text form, picture and
Gotcha.
video sometimes too. And it's nice because you can do like there's different, like you can do your feed, which is all the communities that you follow. So there's no like, you don't have to identify yourself to join one. You just hit the join button and you're following it basically.
Oh, okay.
And then you can interact as much as you want, whether you join or not. And then like you can do like Reddit's like top posts. So I don't know if you want to try to figure out what's going on in the world, but you don't necessarily want to get too far into it. If you go to their popular side, it'll mostly be a lot of politics and world affairs and stuff like that. But then sometimes it's just goofy shit, silly videos and stuff, and it's nice.
See, I know Brandon likes the he likes like the couples problems ones. He just gets a kick out of like how stupid these people are sometimes.
Oh
So
yeah,
like, do you know that guys like watching their wives have sex with other men? I was like, yeah, I knew that, but I don't even try it.
Right? Is that a suggestion?
No, he was like, what's wrong with people?
Is he learning stuff about himself? There's all kinds of communities for all kinds of things. But yeah, relationship advice and am I the asshole or am I overreacting or, you're just nosy on people that you'll never meet. And most of the time the shit's not real. So people will do what they call karma farming and they'll just make completely fake posts just to get reactions out of people. And then they'll turn around and they'll sell those accounts for like advertising and stuff once they get to a certain amount of points. Yeah, because you get points for your interactions and stuff that you do. So there's a lot of stuff on there that's not real. And so, that's one of the things that I want to push out there with some of the topics we're going to talk about is that's the hard thing about Reddit is that you can get on there and you can find, 10,000 anything. You can find 10,000 Mothman sightings on there, but they're probably not real.
Right.
Because people just make shit up on there because it's so anonymous, really. So with some of these posts, they may or may not be real. Some of them, though, have been proven to be real. So we're gonna get into it.
Every time you go on to like Facebook or Instagram and you see another celebrity dies, but they really haven't.
Yeah.
Like my mom called me like 3 times one week. Did Matthew McConaughey die? No. Like just Google it. If his date of death doesn't pop up, he's alive.
He's still kicking, Mom. It's okay.
Why does it matter anyways?
Or like movies is one that I get a lot, right? You get fake movie posters.
That. Some of them would be so good.
Right. You're like, oh my God, finally. And then you just find out it's not real.
Right. I just saw a new 13 Ghosts one. I'm hoping that really does come out sometime though.
They were talking about it, but unfortunately that poster is not real yet.
Yeah. Well, I could tell by the way Matthew Lillard and Christina Ricci looked like they looked horrible in them. So I was like, that is not real.
That's not them. But they have been talking about that for a while. So
I know, like I heard Matthew Lillard talk about it. So I'm like, oh, is it going to happen or isn't going to happen?
Yeah. They've been talking about doing the show where it's like each episode is one of the ghosts and like their backstory. And I think that would be really neat.
That would be. Some of those things were creepy.
I feel like sometimes though those movie posters, they're actually made by the company that owns the rights and then they just put it out there and just
to bring
see
people back and
just
see
to
if they want it.
Right. So just see if people want it. And then they'll bring stuff back based on that. So I'm just saying
that's a good idea.
Little conspiracy for you.
Especially in like today's age where no one goes to the movie theaters anymore.
Yeah. Pretty much. Well, I mean, it's definitely they got to make good movies to fill those seats. Right. First of all, I'm just saying.
Like I wanted to see Woman in Cabin 10, but I didn't know that was like straight to Netflix. I thought that was going to be in movie theaters.
It's so hard to keep track of movies now.
Yeah.
Like something. I don't remember what it was. I was just looking because I do the movie club thing. So I get one free ticket every month. It's not free. I pay for it, but I get a ticket every month. And if I don't go see a movie, it just rolls over into the next one. I have 6 movie credits right now. 6
and you
tickets.
go to the movies a lot.
I go kind of a lot. And when I go, usually it's because I only get one a month, it's me and my daughter. So I'm getting 2 tickets normally. And so right now I have 6 of them and I was just looking to see what was out and something was out and I was like shocked. I was like, I had no idea that was out now.
Black Phone 2 is out.
Yeah, I might go see it. I talk shit
Oh,
about the
you're
original
you're the
on
one that talks
Facebook.
shit about the original. I saw
I
that.
did, and people called me out, and I'm like, sorry, y'all, I just didn't like it. I don't. But the second movie is more supernatural, and it's supposed to be supernatural. And I guess probably I went into the first one not realizing that it was supernatural, even though I should have
Mhm.
known. But I don't feel like they advertised it that way.
No, the
Um,
advertisements are horrible of what the movie actually is.
right? It's like this was not what I expected more of a crime drama, like a scary crime drama, and it wasn't. It was kind of that, but not really. So now that I know what to expect with the second one, because I've seen the first one, it's like, we'll see anyway.
Right.
But
I
it's hard to
mean,
keep up with them.
not what you're gonna like spend your money on at first.
Yeah, yeah. So, one of those things.
What
But
is
anyway, so
Chainsaw Man?
I've seen people talk. Did that come out?
Um.
That's the anime guy.
Oh, it's anime.
Yeah, it's based off of an anime. Chainsaw Man. Yeah, not a big anime person, huh?
No, I've never watched anime.
That's okay. Some are really good, and a lot of them are not. Just
I
like
want to
with anything.
see. Right now, I would definitely go see Roofman. One battle after another. And that looks about it. I did want to see The Walk though,
I've heard really good things about The Walk. I do want to watch that.
but it's not
No,
at my theater anymore.
it was for me. It was. I want to see Good Boy. I'm super interested in that.
I saw the poster for that, but I have no idea what it was.
It's like a haunted house movie, but told from the perspective of the dog, or at least like the
Ooh, I want
dog
to
is
see that
trying
too
to
then.
yeah, the dog is like trying to the dog knows what's up, and the family doesn't, and he's a dog, so he doesn't talk human.
Okay.
So he's I'm assuming he's trying to save his family. It was the Strangers Chapter 2. That's what it was. I didn't realize that
Oh,
came out.
okay.
I was like, oh, I had
I
no
didn't
idea.
really like Strangers.
It was okay. I like home invasion movies a lot. This one was not my favorites. There's definitely better ones out there.
It was really boring to me.
I didn't like whatever that sequel was to it. That was pretty terrible. But I'd watch it. I'd give it a
There was a
chance.
sequel to Strangers, but then there's a Strangers Chapter 2.
Yes,
Okay.
because I think that the sequel is a prequel.
Oh.
I
Oh.
think maybe. I'm pretty
I don't
sure.
know.
Anyway, horror movies. They just time doesn't matter.
Right.
So I was talking about my daughter and trying to get her to watch movies, and we were talking, and I was like, you'd never watch Halloween, and I'll be honest, I kind of don't blame her. Oh, people are going to be mad about that, but for a kid, right, a 13-year-old in
Right.
2025, the first Halloween, it's going to be pretty boring for her. She's just not
But
really going to.
I mean, my kid watched all the horror movies like recently just because he was always afraid of them, but now he is a horror addict at the moment. I mean, he liked them. He probably wouldn't watch them again, but he's glad he
Yeah,
watched them just so he knew
right.
what everybody was talking about all the time.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. We were talking about it, and she was like, then she had brought up Halloween 3. And she's
Mhm.
like, well, I might want to watch that one because I've heard really good things about that one. And it is a really good movie. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just people didn't like it because it wasn't Michael Myers at the time. So I'm like, okay. So I'm going to try to get her to watch Halloween 3. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, at least she
anyway,
watched it, so she knows now. Like when she does, you know what I mean?
right.
If she
And
doesn't like it, she doesn't like it.
right. It's whatever.
It's just not you telling her, it's like the whole world telling her, like, Halloween.
Right. Right. The whole fucking world's
Come
wrong,
on.
really. Seriously. But back to Reddit. You can find whole subreddits on just the Halloween movies if you want it. That's pretty much what Reddit is about. Of course, during its whole entire lifetime of being a social media platform, it has had some pretty dicey subreddits added to it. So, I thought maybe we could take a minute, I suppose, and talk about those. So these are banned subreddits that you no longer have access to, but they continue to kind of rebrand themselves time and time and again. Of course, one of them being I'll call it racist Reddit. Okay, so
Hmm.
pretty much any racism against any race that you can think of, there has been a subreddit about. At first, I just started with like anti-Semitic Reddits, but there's just there's so many more than just that. Like I said, it's literally every race. You could be like, I hate Egyptians specifically, and there has been a subreddit about it. It's ridiculous. But of course, I guess I don't need to explain that, right? People that hate a certain group of people will come together and create a subreddit about it and talk about how much they hate that group of people. Obviously, those get banned pretty quickly. Pretty easily. This hate against certain groups of people usually is where these banned subreddits kind of lie in. There was one that was like fat shaming or something. I think it was called fat shaming or something. Where
Probably.
they just posted pictures of fat people and made fun of them. There was one called beating women, and
Wow.
yeah, beating women, where people would post obviously graphic acts of violence against women, whether it be stories that they shared or their own pictures or videos or videos of other women being beaten up. What's really shitty about one like that is that it wasn't banned because of like the obvious, right? You're like, oh, it's banned because you can't just beat women. Like, that's shitty. It it was actually banned because users were sharing the personal information of real life women and like targeting them that way.
What?
Yeah, like trying to dox women that turned them down, women that they just didn't like. They'd be like, oh, this was a real slut at my work, and she just flaunts her ass all over the place, and I hate her. Here's her address.
And they want other people to get with them to like beat on them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Really terrible people. Another really super big one, and this kind of kicked off Reddit tightening up its community guidelines a lot more, was r/jailbait.
That just sounds like it shouldn't be on there.
I'm sure you can guess, yeah. What it is. I mean, basically people posting photos of minors that they find attractive, and talking about them, not sexually explicit photos necessarily, just photos of minors that they're like, hey,
But they're talking about them sexually explicit.
Yep. But that one kind of opened up a whole can of worms, like I said, because people were pissed off, rightfully so, about there even being a quote unquote community, a place for these people to gather, right? We shouldn't. That's kind of the big deal about the internet, is that unfortunately it has given people like that a place to gather, but we shouldn't continue to fuel that. Like, we need to make it difficult for them. And there's like a whole big story about how there was a lot of investigative journalism involved, because the guy that ran that specific subreddit, I think he actually also ran beating women and other really terrible subreddits. And then there was a journalist that was like threatening to dox him and put his information out there. And it turned into like a whole big thing.
They should have just did it.
I think he was eventually identified. So we know who that person is now. And he's probably still, let's be real, he's probably still on the internet, just under a different alias.
Oh yeah.
And just not as, in your face about it. People like that don't normally just change.
Right.
But those are, like I said, obvious reasons why, ones like that are bans.
I'm going to start a subreddit about stuff you see in Speedway bathrooms.
It'll get banned pretty quickly, just because people don't want to see that shit.
I wasn't going to post a picture. It's not like I took any.
No, but other people will.
Oh, Lord.
You'll find out very quickly that you're not alone.
Please lock the doors in the bathroom if you're going in there. That's all I gotta say.
Ever. All right, we're not knocking. It's supposed to be locked.
Right?
It's public, folks. There's been others like, of course, gore. Gore is a big one. There was one really big gore subreddit for a long time. It was called Watch People Die, which
I remember that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can imagine what that's about, watching people die. And then there's different ones that kind of pop up in its place every so often, that people share their real life gore with. Self-mutilation is another one, self-harm. Groups where people self-harm, or people struggling with anorexia, but not really struggling with it to get help, but struggling with it and staying in that mindset. Pro Anna stuff. I mean, so it can get really dark, is what I'm saying. Reddit has a very 4chan air about it. I don't know if you've ever been on 4chan, but
No.
it's pretty similar, but with a lot less restrictions than something like Reddit. So you follow.
So there's something like Reddit, but just like no rules.
Yeah, but 4chan's been around
Wow.
for like ever.
How does that stay around?
Um,
How has that not been like the whole thing taken off?
I think it's crazy because there are people, like the only time you hear about 4chan is when 4chan does something good, and they have done good things. But you don't hear a lot about the bad in like mainstream media. So I think it flies under the radar a lot. Like Reddit's
That's weird because all you hear about is the bad.
The bad
Like,
of social
all the
media.
time, yeah.
All the time, yeah, of everything. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, but I think it's because 4chan's been around for so long now. It's still very much operational. You still go to 4chan and check it out and hang out with those weirdos. And they're not all terrible people, but because there are no restrictions in place, you do get some of the worst people ever. People that have killed people have like posted pictures of their victims on 4chan and shit. It's really,
Wow.
really awful. We haven't gotten so much that with Reddit, but we've definitely gotten pretty close. We're gonna get there. So yeah, those are pretty much your banned subreddits, but that doesn't stop people from finding their space still. There's lots of kink stuff, tons of kink stuff that's totally acceptable. r/self-fuck, if you're into that type of thing, that's a whole community you can join. Self-fucking is just when men take their penises and bend them backwards and fuck themselves in the butthole with their own penis. It's actually really impressive.
Wow.
So, I'm just saying,
The
even if you're not
picture I just got in my head.
even if you're not into it, check that out sometime. It's really interesting.
I don't know if I can like tell somebody to fuck themselves anymore without actually thinking, well, what if they do?
They might. They're like, gladly.
Right? Like, why am I even in public right now?
You want to watch? Are you trying to get in on this? Did you see my post on self-fuck? Is that... Yeah, it's super interesting. It's neat, I guess. In a curious way. There's a subreddit for people that have sex with stuffed animals. I can
see that.
People are just, they're gonna people. And stuff like that, it's harmless, right? You're only harming yourself, and then people go to those specific communities to see it. But like I said, even still, we have our fair share of things that, definitely still get out of hand. So I'm going to start with probably one of the most well-known subreddit situations, one of the most well-known disturbing posts out there, and that is the case of Jason and Brandy Worley.
Is this the kids one?
Which one?
Did she kill the kids?
Yes.
Okay. I know this one.
The kids die at the end.
Okay.
I'm like, oh no, which kids? So I'm going to go ahead and a user by the name of Jason in Hell made a post about his woes with his wife. And what I did here is I just grabbed the whole post. I'm just going to read it so you guys can understand. So the title of this was, I'm 30 male, which a lot of people say their age and their sex, having a hard time coping with my wife, 29 female, having cheated on me with our neighbor, 51 male. All right. So to go back to the beginning, I had just taken on a new project and new responsibilities at work. I was working a lot of hours and was noticeably stressed. It was in May of 2015 that I noticed that she had added a password to her phone. When confronted about it, she told me it was because she was planning my Father's Day present and didn't want me to ruin the surprise. About a week later, she came to me and told me that she felt guilty keeping a big secret from me and told me that she was having our neighbor, a contractor, build a home office for me as my present. Pretty harmless so far.
Mm-hmm.
It struck me as odd, as in our 6 years together, she's never said she felt guilty about anything and always insists that she never regrets anything in her life. Time goes on, her phone is still password protected and things don't feel right. I see her using her phone and smiling to herself more and more often. But when I ask her what she is doing, she says nothing and puts her phone away. So one morning, I wait for her to get in the shower and I grab her phone before it requires the password. I go through her messages and find that she's texting the neighbor, quote, "I'm all covered in frosting. You want to lick it off?"
I don't know if it was like the way that you just said it or just like the actual text itself.
And I got there and I'm like, how do I want to do this? But I think it worked out fine.
Yeah, it was good.
There were no other messages to the neighbor, but I found out later that was because she had set up her phone to delete messages after a certain amount of time. I felt uncomfortable with it, but I knew she had a perverted sense of humor, and I thought she would never do anything to hurt me. Which I would not. I'd be like, what the as soon as her ass got out of the shower, I'd be like, what the fuck? Why couldn't I lick the frosting off, first of all? I love licking the bowl.
Paying for that office.
More time goes by, and the neighbor's spending more and more time at our house, but the office is being completed slower and slower. I can't help but worry that something isn't right, so I start checking her location using Google Timeline. It was at this point that I realized that there are large gaps in her GPS history because she was turning off her phone's GPS. Fast forward to July, and at this point, the paranoia is driving me nuts, so I tell her that I need to install new antivirus on her phone. While she has it unlocked for me, I install anti-theft software so I can remotely turn the GPS back on and set up AT&T message backup and restore so I can read all of her text messages from that point on my computer. The next day, my mother asks to spend time with my 2 kids, so my wife drops them off with her and has the day to herself. I watch my wife's activity from work as she spends the day trying to meet up with a neighbor but is unsuccessful because he's busy with another project site. That night, we get the kids back from my mom's house, and we go out to dinner with the neighbor, his girlfriend, and his son. My wife and his girlfriend are having a good time drinking, laughing, and just joking around. His girlfriend mentions that she would like to go see Magic Mike XXL. I say, it's a good idea. I'll watch the kids so my wife and her can go. So my wife and her go, and the neighbor and I go back to my house so the kids can play video games together. The kids are back in my son's room playing games, and the neighbor is sitting across from me on the other side of the couch. It's at this point that my wife starts texting him. She's describing sex acts she would like to perform with him, and he is reciprocating. She tells him to check his Snapchat, and at that same time, I get a Snapchat from her too, and it is her fingering herself in a bathroom stall. You nasty wife. I mean,
wow.
Jeez. They keep talking, trying to figure out when they can meet up and have sex. They decide on Monday morning after I go to work. So in my head, I had already planned to pretend to leave and circle back to catch them. But then they tell each other that they love each other, and it is all I can do to not leap off the couch and knock him out. But I contain myself and continue reading the conversation unfolding in front of me. Then he tells her, "You're my girl now," to which she replies, "Always have been," ending with him writing, "and always will be." And he's sitting right there watching this whole conversation in real time.
Right.
Wow. My wife and the neighbor's girlfriend return from the movie, and I ask them politely to sit down. I then ask the kids to stay in my son's room and shut the door. I return to the living room and confront my wife and the neighbor. I say, "So, you 2 love each other, huh?" My wife goes into full-blown denial mode, and the neighbor's girlfriend starts smacking him. I ask my wife if she's been texting him. She says no. So I show her the text messages. She admits to it, but says it was the first time it had gone that far. I ask my wife if she has sent him pictures. She said no. So I show her the picture. She admits it, but says it was the first time. I ask her if she's having sex with him, and she says no. Because I didn't wait to catch them having sex together. I didn't have evidence to prove her wrong, so that one stayed unresolved. I tell her that I'm leaving her. She tells me that she will make sure I never see my kids again if I do. She planned on using the fact that I had attempted suicide in high school to prove me unfit to have the children. She continues to say that it was my fault for being so busy with work and stressed out that she just wanted someone she could talk to. Then she gives me an ultimatum to decide what I'm going to do, or she would decide for me. The neighbor's girlfriend starts defending the 2 of them, saying that it couldn't have been serious if they weren't having sex and that my wife and I are too perfect together to let this break us up. The neighbors go home, and my wife and I argue for the rest of the night about what we're going to do. We go to bed separately, having not resolved anything. We keep going back and forth on the subject all weekend and finally settle on we were going to separate temporarily while we figure out what we want. I was going to stay in the house, and she was going to take the kids and go to her mom's house. That Monday, I go to work and I get a text from her in the middle of a meeting with my bosses stating that she had explained things to her kids, but that they were upset and I need to explain it to them also. I get home from work to find my kids crying. She had told them that mommy had to move out because dad was mad at her.
Gee.
Yeah. When my son wanted to stay with me, she told him that he can't. My son put it together that if mommy has to move out because I'm mad at her and he must move out, then I must be mad at him too. My daughter was crying because my son was. I don't think she was old enough to understand what was happening. It was at that moment I realized that she was going to drag the kids through hell if I left her, so I swallowed my feelings and begged her to stay. She agreed and insisted that I apologize to our neighbor since we were still going to need to hang out with them because our sons are good friends.
What? No.
This is a wild ride. I hate it, but I do it anyway. We still hang out with them from time to time, and they come to our various birthday and holiday parties. But I do anything for my kids I do anything for my kids and I behave civil every time. Things die down for a while. I still think about it constantly. I worry, how can I keep from making her so unhappy that she cheats on me again? Then almost a year from the original incident, around Father's Day again, she sends him pictures again. She claims it was an accident, that she meant to send them to me instead. I don't fully believe her, but I move on anyway. Things have been quiet on that front for about 4 months now, but I still think about it constantly. This is going to sound stupid, but I feel like I have a part of my brain that I can't shut off that's always thinking. I used to use that to solve programming problems, and it made me very good at my job, but ever since this incident, the only thing it thinks about is her and him and if I did the right thing. My job performance has suffered, and I feel like I haven't gotten sleep in months. I'm afraid that after this much time and the fact that I begged her back, that to say that I want a divorce now would only make her more vindictive towards my children and I. I just feel like I have put myself so deep in a hole that I can never get back out. I haven't really talked to anyone about this. I didn't want to talk to my mom about it because I felt she would treat my wife differently, and I didn't need the two fighting any more than they already do. I tried talking to one friend about it, but his advice was to put my trust in God, but that was not much solace for me as I'm an atheist. Thanks, friend. So I have no clue what to do with my feelings or how to move on from this. So, of course, Reddit, and you guys are probably like, why are you talking about this guy's relationship? Like, right, this is some juicy drama, but how is this disturbing and weird? Reddit jumps all over this, right? And they immediately tell this guy, you need to leave this woman. Like, she's awful.
Oh,
and
for sure.
Right, and we agree, right?
Yeah.
Fuck all that, right? She just keeps cheating anyway, and
you had to beg her to come back? Like, no.
Right, you had to beg her, first of all. What the fuck is that?
Right, no.
Right, absolutely not. So he talks a little bit more about, just kind of what they've been doing, and he starts kind of pulling away from her. And he's trying to make a plan to get away. He can figure it out. Well, whatever it is, he can figure it out, right? If she starts trying to use the kids, as a tool here, he'll get through it. So he gets on Reddit and he makes an update that he is finally to the point where he needs to be, and he is going to be serving his wife with divorce papers. And everybody cheers. Like, fuck yeah, Jason, go you. You got this, man. Super supportive. But a day after he served his wife papers, the divorce papers, on November 17th, 2016, a horrible 911 call was received at a little sheriff's office in Indiana from a woman claimed to be named Brandy Worley. She tells the dispatcher, I have stabbed my 2 kids and myself. And they're like, what? What the fuck? The woman in this very post, ended up deciding that instead of potentially letting this guy take her kids or have her kids or leave her and the kids, would just kill them instead, and attempted to take her own life as well. Jason Worley, go ahead.
I was just going to say, she didn't want the life anyways. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand her thought process here.
Right, leave it all behind.
What does she want?
Go fuck off with the neighbor and just leave it all behind.
You're gonna get child support if he doesn't go after you for not being faithful. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Just leave. Or, it's like I said, it sounds like she doesn't really want she just wanted to, it was a control thing for sure. For her, she was out of control of the situation. She wanted her cake and to eat it too, right? So
She's one of those people that they needed to post on that Beating Women website to go after.
right, that's justified at this
Right.
point. But she did. She had stabbed both of the kids, and I don't. If you guys want the gory details, they're out there. If you really want them, it doesn't matter. She killed them both. Jason had been asleep the entire time in the basement on an air mattress, and didn't hear a thing. Didn't hear anything, in fact, until his mother-in-law arrived and was screaming. And he was woken up by his mother-in-law's screams. Brandy had actually called her mom first, and her mom tried to beg her to call the police. She did not. Instead, she went and killed her 2 kids and then called the police. Brandy would survive her wounds despite stabbing herself in the neck a couple of times. Apparently,
What?
she missed. Yeah,
She missed her whole neck, or she just missed like the important part.
Can you imagine missing the whole thing? Oops!
Right?
Knife just flies to the side of the room. You're like, oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good question. I don't know. She sounds really. I did listen to the 911 call. It's really fucking sad. But she does sound like she's struggling. She's breathing weird and stuff. So I mean, I think she just. I don't know. They got there in time to save her. But the kids were long dead. Before that point. She would, of course. Now she's in prison. She got 55 years for the son, and she got 65 years for the daughter. She will never, ever, and rightfully so, ever be out of prison.
So why did they give her like a year sentence and not just say life? Like that I don't understand either.
So life sentences are 25 years.
Right.
So I guess they could have given her consecutive life sentences to equal that amount.
I don't know. It just sounds worse when you say life, but I guess it is worse when you do 55 and 60. But anyways, go ahead.
Well, and these are consecutive. So her 55 doesn't apply to the 60 at all. Her 65 doesn't apply until the 55 is over. Yeah. So this ensures that she will never get out.
Okay.
Basically. So, because even if she got paroled for one murder, she would still have to go through and get paroled. And I don't think she's eligible for parole, but she would, if that were the case, for whatever reason, she would still have to go through the process and get paroled for the second too.
See, that's where in cases like this, if I was in charge of that stuff, I would parole her right away whenever she could for the first one and then be like, sorry.
Just kidding. Have you watched Making a Murderer?
No, not Making a Murderer.
Really?
Yeah. What is that on?
What? It's on Netflix. You have to watch it.
Oh, it's because I don't watch Netflix.
Man, but it's so fucking... But you would love it.
Making a Murderer. Okay. You've
missed out on all the best WrestleMania memes. But... for real. No, it's about a guy who he was wrongfully convicted for raping a woman. He was let out 20 years later. And then now they believe he's been wrongfully convicted of killing a woman. But all the evidence is bullshit. You gotta watch it. I'm not gonna explain Making a Murderer. Anyway, you gotta watch it. I was thinking about Brandon Dassey because one of the guys, he was right there. He was literally getting ready to leave prison on parole. And then they changed their fucking mind last moment. And
wow.
And he really, the other guy, he may or may not have killed that woman, but this guy was his 17-year-old nephew at the time. He definitely did not kill this woman and should not be in prison, but he's still there. Check it out.
Okay. Will do.
But that'd be a good idea. So, where did we get the tie here? We got Jason in Hell was which man, that username checks the fuck out. Poor guy. How do we know that that's the guy? Well, we know because he has continued to post and update people since then. He's let people know this was me. Okay. He has struggled a lot with reality.
How couldn't you? That's
exactly.
Horrible.
He struggles with guilt sometimes. One of his first quotes to the media was that, they were going through divorce and she had begged him to sleep on the couch that night. And instead he went and slept on the air mattress in the basement. He thinks that maybe if he did sleep on the couch, this would have happened.
She was probably going to stab him first.
Right. It's you can't.
That's why she wanted him to sleep on the couch.
You can't feel bad about what other people do when they do shit like that. You have no way of knowing that your wife's going to kill your fucking kids.
Right.
You don't think about that. And you shouldn't have to, right? That's not normal to be worried about something like that, but
no,
he's definitely had a hard time. But the biggest issue of him having a hard time is the family. So Reddit, when they found out that this was him, they were all about like supporting this guy. Like, what do you need? Like, we will help you. Do we need to pay for the funerals? Like, what do you need? And he was super humble. He's like, no, I'm good. But my mother-in-law has made a GoFundMe for my ex-wife using my kids' names in it as sympathy in order to, pay for her legal team. And
No.
right. And it's like, what in the fucking fuck is wrong with that whole fucked up family? Like, I love my kid. And there's this whole controversy of like parents of like serial killers and stuff, right? We look at people like Lionel Dahmer, who continued to go see Jeffrey his entire life, read a whole book about it. There's that one woman with the crazy son. Oh my God, I can't remember his fucking name.
That narrows it down.
I know, right? The one with the crazy son, Everybody's like, yeah, I dated him. I dated that one. No, her son killed her youngest daughter, sibling, and now he's in prison forever. And he's going to be getting out eventually. And she's like fully convinced that when he does, he's going to come and kill her. It's
yeah.
But, she stays around because that's her child. And, it's a weird thing to think about. You're a parent. How would I feel if my kid killed somebody?
Right.
I don't think you really have a choice as a parent. I think you're always going to love your kid. And there's nothing in this world that's going to change that. But I would fucking never start a GoFundMe for my kid that killed my grandkids.
Absolutely not.
Like, never. That would just fucking not happen.
It's basically, she's not getting out of prison. Why does she need legal help? 1. So 2, the money that they do raise is just going for like fucking commissary.
Yeah, that's it. Commissary to make their life easier because they're the ones that would fund that shit. That's what it is. It's really that's really ridiculous. And he's also said that like the families harassed him. So I guess like his in-laws own the house, and they ended up like illegally locking him out of it one day.
Wow.
With all his kid shit. Yep. And he had to get the police involved there, and he eventually had to move. He says that he can't visit his kids' graves as much as he'd like to because he said on their birthday, he went one year and there were multiple of her family members parked at the cemetery and just watched him. And it's like, he fucking didn't do this, right?
He didn't do shit.
I mean, the only thing that I can think is that they're just so fucking in denial that they're like, oh, well, if he hadn't asked for divorce, then like...
He should just send them all the Snapchat videos of her fingering herself in a bathroom.
The fucking Magic Mike showing.
Right.
Right.
To her neighbor that's 21 years older than her.
Oh, jeez. I know. And that's what I'm saying. Like, these people, something's wrong with all of them, But otherwise, he's doing about as well as he can. And every once in a while, he'll get on and he'll kind of update. I mean, we're not even on the 10-year anniversary of this. So he's probably still very far away from any type of real healing,
Oh, yeah.
If you could ever get... I fucking would never date again, ever. I'd be like, fuck that. Absolutely not. Like, the cheating's bad enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
That already, like, ruins people, and then you add everything else on top of it. Poor guy. So there you go. There's that case. How was that?
That's like one of the most popular ones. Because
It
as soon
is.
as you, like, Google, like, I had to, because, okay, Asher asked me to do this, like, 20 minutes before it started, because she didn't have anybody to do it with. So I'm here, and I just Googled disturbing Reddit posts, and that's the first one that popped up.
That, yeah, it is. That and the coconut one. I didn't bring that one up yet. I didn't write that one down.
I don't even want to know. Like, my whole, like, perspective on people right now is just like, wow, I hate people.
The Reddit people they'll make you wonder.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff that I left out of this just because, like, this is a comedy podcast, y'all. And even though we're doing a dark topic this week, like, I'm trying to keep it light and stuff, but I'm trying. And
but it's also Halloween, so you're trying to do the darker stuff anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And, I'll be honest with you. I think you guys like it. You guys are sick. That's okay. I like it too.
Right? It's interesting.
It was my choice. I picked it.
Do I wish it on anyone? Absolutely not. But
no.
Do I want to read about it if it happens? Yes.
No, it's like yes, every time. It's like the fascination of like the fucking like the Heaven's Gate website still being up.
Yeah.
And like that website's still up. Somebody's still running it. And you're like, well, who the fuck didn't do the deed? Who's on there running this website? But they stayed back. That was their lot. That was their role in all this, was to stay behind while they all took off on fucking the comet or whatever. But it's it's fascinating to see these footprints in history. This one's short, but it's fucking eerie. A user by the name of AntProof9092 made a post 2 years ago on r/suicide watch, which is obviously people that are suicidal. And all the post says, the title says, bye-bye. And the body of it says, I killed my sister. I'm going to kill myself. Bye. And that's it. So on Reddit, you can like click on people's username and you could see their post history. Like you could see when they make a post, and you can also see when they comment on other stuff. This page has nothing on it except that.
Was it real?
We don't know.
Nobody even knows?
Well, if the dude killed himself, or she, I guess it could be a girl, killed herself, they're not going to come back and be like, okay, I did it, But
but I'm saying, like, isn't this stuff, like, reported some way? Like, stuff like that? And can't they, like, track where the computer is that's being used and go see if there's two dead people?
Not usually. Yep. Not
really?
Usually. It's just a dead end. So Suicide Watch is one of those where, that's another one. When you look up, like, disturbing Reddit posts or accounts or whatever, people just say, they don't tell you a specific one. They tell you, like, the suicide subreddits. Because there's people posting their goodbyes, and then they never post ever again. And you're just left to assume, what happened to them. And their family and stuff, they don't know.
That sounds like one that's like 50% true, 50% false information. You know what I mean?
It could be either or. That's the thing about Reddit. Take it with a grain of salt. This one could definitely be either or. We have no idea. They never said anything ever again, and we don't know. But if that shit's real, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Like that's disturbing. That makes your skin crawl.
It's even worse because you think, like, the people you want to leave your last words to is Reddit.
It's real fucking sad.
That's real horrible. Like, you have to be completely depressed to, like, wow.
There have been some where people can verify that, like, yeah, they did do it. Just because, like, some people on Reddit, I don't know, because I'm not a young cool kid, but, like, some people are like they know that their friends have a Reddit account. They know what their username is. Like, they follow each other or whatever on Reddit. So they can vouch for the situation, or maybe it's just somebody made two completely fake accounts and they're just assuming. But there's like there's some threads that you can come across that are like dead Redditors. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of them are suicide. Some are not. Some are other things, or have people that have posted and we think they get murdered or whatever. Sometimes they do, and there's news articles alongside of it and stuff to verify. Or they die in like a car accident, or, who knows? Some people, like I said, have different connections to different people, or they make friends on Reddit from being on stuff like the suicide groups. And, then they just never hear from them, or they get close to them in a more in real life way. So sometimes it is verified, but most of the time it's not. It's just, even though it might not be a dead person, it's a dead account. Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to be here anymore. See ya. And then nothing. Crickets. That's it.
That's scary.
It's wild. Yeah, how many, it's very eerie. I've definitely seen like Facebook posts, really sad ones. I saw one of a disabled man who posted that he was in his room, it's on fire, and he's going to die.
Oh my
gosh.
Like,
love you guys. And he did die. I mean, that was, Facebook, again, it's different. Your family and stuff's on there.
Right.
And they vouch for it. Yeah, he did. He died in that fire. And that shit is weird. But Reddit is like filled with shit like that. Except usually it's self-inflicted, It's filled with that feeling, I should say. Because again, the other thing that you can take away from it is that you just don't know if it's real or not.
Right. And I don't know. That's just a fucked up part to me.
Well, that's fucked up too if it's not real.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
why would you do that?
exactly.
Just because you're an asshole. Just bad people.
They're horrible people. People are the monsters.
They really are. They really are. Now, I only have one other one to share, and I know that sounds... There's so many of these, so many.
It's just something that you can go down a rabbit hole in, and it doesn't even matter what subject it is.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll just do gross ones one day, because there's ones about, like... I don't think it was Reddit. I think it was 4chan. I don't remember. But there's Blowfly Girl, and she, like, shoved maggots up her vagina. Like, she took, like, rotten meat, let it sit out for, like, a week in a dumpster, and then put it in her vagina to get the maggots in her vagina. It's really terrible.
Yeah, I was listening to... Okay, I wasn't even listening to the podcast. I was watching Facebook, and, like, a thing came up from somebody's podcast, and they were doing phone call with somebody, and she worked in the ER, and she said that a woman came in, and she just couldn't stop having orgasms. She was just orgasming for hours, like walking, sitting, talking to the doctors, whatever. She was in an orgasm. Well, they found that she had maggots in her because her and her partner didn't have any lube one day, so they used mayonnaise, and now there's maggots in her.
Oh. I don't know what's worse, mayonnaise in the vagina or maggots in the vagina. That's both terrible. I mean, that's really... But, I mean, also...
Mayonnaise in the refrigerator is terrible. Like, I don't like mayonnaise, so you could just keep it away from me.
I mean, I like mayonnaise, but I don't want it in my lady bits. But, also, I'm going to be so for real. I haven't gotten laid in, like, 5 years. Maggots, give me a call.
Go grab that mayonnaise.
I'll be right back.
Right?
I got the squeeze kind right now.
Give it a couple days, you'll be good to go.
That's horrible, but yeah, I mean there's all kinds. There's so much. There's the swamps of bodega. Oh my gosh, not bodega. It's a really gross story about an ER nurse who has to handle this woman's gross infected abscess. And it explains it in great detail. It's a good story.
I bet.
There's all kinds. There's so many out there. I mean, like I said, and some are just real downers. There's the one about the woman who doesn't want to take care of her son anymore, her disabled son.
Oh no.
Yeah, and she has 2 kids. So she lost her husband, and she has 2, and her youngest is disabled, and she tells a story about just how he is nothing. He's not anything. He's just a vegetable, and she hates him. And how her oldest son, like, she caught him, like, beating the fuck out of him one day. In a rage, he was just upset because he doesn't have a good life because they have this other child in the house that, mom has to pay attention to and pay for and do this and that and the other. And she just kind of stood in the background and watched.
Yeah, I could see that.
She comments about
people doing that.
Yeah, she comments about how he didn't do anything. She said, I should have stepped in. She said, but he just didn't react at all. And so she just let him have at it. And it's fucked up because it is the life of a caretaker. It's hard.
Oh, yeah. I would not want to do that. I mean,
no,
I'm not going to say that I would stand back and watch my one kid beat the other one, but I'm glad I don't have to do that.
But it's tough, right?
People are extremely strong who do.
And, maybe that one is not real, right? It's just, maybe it is from somebody who is a caretaker who maybe has these feelings, but maybe, like, that didn't happen. I would hope, that's my hope, right? That didn't really happen. But they feel that way. And this is a way to express themselves and get it out there, but still super disturbing.
Could you imagine if Gypsy Rose had read it back in her day?
Oh, my God. Don't get me started on that whole hot mess. Oh, jeez. No, she would just have a fucking Reddit with just her and dude talking to themselves back and forth.
Which dude?
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. All the dudes.
I don't even know who the daddy is.
Her and Ken.
Ken.
Oh, jeez.
Or Kyle.
Ken. Yeah, right. Oh, man. But I love me some gypsy drama. I'll tell you what. I really do. I get into that shit. There's another one about a husband and wife who have a really terrible son. and he's just bad. I think he tried to kill their daughter or something one time, and the mom beat the ever living fucking shit out of him.
Good for her.
Beat the fuck out of him, and the husband just stood back and watched, and then the son packed his shit up, left, and they've never seen him again. And it's like, wow.
How old was this son?
I think he was like almost of age.
Oh, okay.
He was like right there. Yeah. But their whole life, he just goes through how terrible he was and how much of a detached, fucked up kid he was. And, it's interesting. There's a lot of really interesting ones out there, from gross to disturbing to whatever. Kinks galore, all the kinks that you could ever imagine.
All of them. Have you ever seen... Oh, wow. This brings... Okay, hold on. This isn't Reddit. But have you ever seen My Strange Addiction Ghost Blowjob?
What?
Yeah, this lady's addicted to giving ghost blowjobs. So she just, does, the blowjob motion, random times. Yeah.
No!
She's, cooking with her mom, and all of a sudden she's like...
Why? I don't... Is it like a Tourette's tick? I mean...
It looks like it, but, that's the only thing she does. There's no other ticks. It's just ghost blowjob.
Does she think she's given... I mean, is there an explanation in her mind as to why it's... What is this?
I don't know.
I feel like I've talked about My Strange Addiction now for 3 consecutive episodes, and they're all different.
For everything.
It really is. But there's lots of that, on Reddit, so I wouldn't be surprised if she was on there.
Right.
There is a My Strange Addiction subreddit that you could join and talk about this all the time with people. There's lots of really interesting stuff, but this was the whole inspiration for this episode. This one really fucking irks me, man. So on January 22nd, 2016, somebody had asked, there's different, there's subreddits for Ask Reddit, and it's just ask a general question, right? And see what people come up with. The question was, to those who have accidentally killed someone, what went wrong? So when you think about people that accidentally kill people, you think of manslaughter, right? Vehicular manslaughter.
Well, I can answer this. Yeah. When we were in that car accident we were going straight at 55 miles per hour. Guy just did not stop at the stop sign. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I saw him and we T-boned him. His truck flipped a couple times. He didn't make it. He also did not have his seatbelt on. And he was going 8 maybe to turn the corner. Because he wasn't didn't stop at the stop sign to go straight. He stopped at the stop sign and had to turn onto a main highway. And we just, we accidentally vehicular manslaughter. It wasn't our fault, but that's an awful feeling.
Well, right, exactly. I mean, completely not your fault. It happens. Mm-hmm. It is an awful feeling. But it happens. I had an uncle who, he was running from the police. His fault, definitely. He was in the car. They were trying to pull him over, and he had a warrant out for his arrest. So he was running from them in his car, and he hit and killed a 12-year-old girl. And let me tell you, he was a drug addict. I think he died of an overdose, or he might have committed suicide. I'm not really sure what happened there. I don't really talk to that family anymore. But he wasn't a great person. He was a drug addict, but that tore him the fuck up that he hit and killed a child. He wasn't that kind of person where that was okay.
Right.
Totally
drugs
accidental.
Are the bad thing. The person didn't have to be the bad thing. They just did stupid stuff on drugs, but he could have been a really good person, not on drugs. And that'll affect you for sure.
Yeah. And that happened. He served a 7-year prison sentence for it. And, the family, that's not long enough for them. And I get it, but
that's shocking. Only 7 years.
Only 7 years. Yep. Cause it was accidental. I mean, there was no intent to go out and hit and kill a child that day. It just shit happens, so that's basically what this Reddit is, this whole thread was about, pretty much. But of course somebody comments on it and he has something to share with the room. And I'm just going to go ahead and read that one to you too.
Okay.
He said, "This still haunts me to this day. As kids, we had a hideout in this dirt cliff/cave. This is the best approximation I can find on Google, only 3 times taller, probably 10 times as wide. There was a neighborhood kid who, in hindsight, was probably mentally handicapped in some way. But to us, he was just the weird/creepy kid. This was the 80s, and we weren't exactly raised PC. 3 of us were headed to our base and found creepy kid sitting at the top in our, quote, guard chair. We yelled at him to get out, and he said something like, 'Make me,' and started lobbing dirt clods and sticks down at us. We all ran around the side to make our way up. It gets pretty fuzzy here, but all I remember is he fell. I still remember the sound. When we got back down to check on him, he was in a very awkward position with blood coming out of his mouth. We all just freaked out and ran home, and as far as I know, no one's spoken a word of this to anyone. We didn't go back for over a month and never said a word of it between us. Again, this was the 80s, so media wasn't like today. Chances are it got a small article in the newspaper B section, quote, 'Missing mentally disabled child found dead after fall,' or something like that. Well, I didn't expect to wake up to this. I have no idea why we didn't collectively tell our parents. We all just booked it for our respective homes without saying a word. I think it was mainly because he was, quote, 'the weird kid,' and we all thought that would get us in trouble somehow. No, I don't think we were directly responsible. Indirectly, maybe. Again, it's fuzzy, and all I remember is us throwing sticks at each other. I've tried to find any record of him to no avail. I remember the neighborhood kids from those days, first names, but not the last. I've since moved a few hundred miles away and didn't keep in touch. I don't even remember the creepy kid's first name. I have looked blindly for any record of the kid, and I've spent hours on Facebook trying to find my old friends, but haven't found anything yet." So, people were like, they had all the questions. They're like, well, what the fuck? How do you know he was dead? What exactly happened? Did you tell your parents ever? Blah, blah, blah. So he responds, "No, I didn't know if he actually died or not that day. All I have to go off of is my mom mentioning him going missing and us not seeing him around after that. When we finally went back to our, quote, base over a month later, there was nothing out of the ordinary. No police tape or anything like that. I don't remember any cops canvassing the area asking about him." So someone asked if they ever found a body, and he responded, "No idea. We were kids, maybe 10 to 12-ish, so we didn't exactly watch the news or read the paper. Even if our parents knew, I don't think they would have mentioned it to us at that age, even though he was fairly well known around the neighborhood. He went to a different school, so it was never brought up there. I did ask my parents maybe 10 years ago if they remembered him, and they said something along the lines of, 'Yeah, didn't he go missing?' And that's about as far as I wanted to push it." So this guy has this whole tale, and people are like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
That's like, you have to go. People are like, you need to go talk to the police about this, like, right now. Like, you need to go, even if he didn't actually die. Like, what if he did? And
what if the body's still there?
Right, somewhere. And
they were just like playing over it because the leaves went over it, or you know what I mean, or something. They were kids.
Well, so Reddit's got sleuths, and there's a guy who claimed to have been able to identify the person who posts this because they, well, like you were talking about with the suicide people, tracked down his IP address, where he was, tracked down different, because the guy kept commenting a little bit further, did share little bits of information here and there. And they kind of came to the conclusion that there is a very good possibility that this is directly tied to a missing kids case by this kid named Scott something. I didn't write it down because it's not conclusive yet. But what they found was this kid who was about 9 years old. He went missing, and the same day that he went missing, there was like a torrential flood in the area. So yeah, so if the kid did fall from this height, it did kill him on accident, and it flooded, that would have taken his body out to wherever, especially because when you think about like kids' bases and stuff, it might be by a creek, by a river, in the woods, right where water's at. And they were really trying to convince this guy to come forward. So far it's been unresolved. They don't know for sure if he's definitely, in contact with the kid, but people felt so strongly that it was the same kid in the same case that they contacted the local police department in fucking droves. And Nothing's ever been updated about the case, so they don't know if maybe the police ignored it. Maybe they did check it out, and maybe that guy didn't live at that area at the time, right? And it's not even connected at all. That's why I didn't really want to bring it up too much. But just that Reddit was doing its job. Like, they were going to get to the bottom of that shit. Like, they were having it. But man, that fucks me up because I don't know. There's a lot of other Reddit comments that are very similar to stuff like that. I killed somebody and it was no big deal. There's, people, they'll make these threads and it'll be like, oh, tell us a confession that like you can't ever tell anybody, right?
Uh-huh.
People will say dumb shit. Like the one people were like, oh, I had anal sex under a bridge one time, and then another person comments and they're like, one time I was homeless under this bridge and I saw these people having anal sex and I jerked off to it.
Gotcha.
And so it's goofy stuff, right? And but sometimes you'll find a nugget of something somewhere, and a lot of times it doesn't get as far as like this got. This got pretty big traction, tying it directly to an actual missing child case. And I don't know. I guess maybe that's why it gets to me. I don't. Kids are fucking assholes. That was like one of my biggest fears as a parent. Is like something's going to happen to my kid, and their asshole friends are either going to cause it, or they're not going to do what needs to be done in order to save my kid.
Well, it kind of makes me think too, like, I guess it's just like knowing today's age what parents are like. But if your kid had mental disabilities, you're letting them go like disappear by themselves for hours and hours.
I mean, back then, yeah, in the 80s, probably.
I don't know.
It does sound weird. I mean, I wouldn't, let them. Some people had mentioned maybe he didn't have mental disability, but he was just weird. Just a weird kid. Even though, the guy said he probably was handicapped, but who knows what he means by that? Maybe autistic, or something, something not obviously wrong, but not so wrong that he couldn't be off by himself.
Gotcha.
Is what it reads like to me. I don't know. But like I said, back in the 80s, people just, they did. I mean, they just let your kids run the street.
Well, yeah, I mean, like when I was growing up, I know, but like, I just seems like, I guess you kind of forget once you like, as life goes on and you see other people.
How it used to be.
Yeah, like, I guess you just forget. I don't know. You're right.
I got into a whole ass fight with other adults when my kid was 7 at a New Year's Eve party because I was like, I don't let my kid go play outside by herself. Like, she plays outside, but I'm out there. And they're like, what? She's 7. Like, she's old enough. I'm like, no, the fuck she is not. Excuse me.
Not in Dayton, Ohio.
Right. You don't watch enough fucking Investigation ID.
Right?
No fucking way.
Here, yeah, but not in Dayton.
Well, she had fucking, my mom had these neighbor kids, and my mom would let her, like, play in the backyard by herself when she was, like, little, like 2 to 4. And I did not like that at all. One day I was over there, and there was these neighbor kids, and they're, like, 10. And I look out the window, and I catch them luring her out of the yard.
Oh.
And I went the fuck off on I almost beat some kids to death that day. I was like, there's absolutely no fucking reason why 2 10-year-old boys are taking a 2-year-old out of your, the yard. And, there was just a news story about like I think a 10-year-old and like an 8-year-old or something just came out that they raped and attempted to murder a 5-year-old child.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I think they're even younger than that. I mean, they're young. And it's like, what the fuck? So that's what I'm saying. Like, kids can do unhinged shit too. I don't trust them.
And then you get the Slender Man girls. Like, what the fuck?
I'm not having that. So you tell me my kid should play outside alone at 7? No, thank you. I can go stand the fuck out there with her. It ain't a big deal. That's. And if I can't, she can come play inside.
Right.
But I guess, like I said, I think that's why that one gets to me a little bit, just because as a parent, that was like my thing. Like, I was freaked out that my kid would fall and other kids would just run away and I never see her again. She's older now. She gets to do things. I still get nervous though. She got a little friend around the corner and I get nervous when she walks over there.
Yeah.
It's just a parent in you,
Yeah.
They're always your baby. So I think it's just, my mom does it. Did you make it home? Every little bit. But yeah, I think that one is, it gets to me. That's
I know mine turned 16 in December, the twins. And it's like parenting just caught up to me because now I'm scared out of my mind for them to drive and I'm not going to know if everything's okay all the time. I'm like, what happened to me? I am safety mom now.
Right. And meanwhile, do you remember the shit you were doing at 16?
Right, exactly.
But that's why you freaked out about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know how I'm alive. To be honest with you. You know, kids are dumb. They make stupid choices. That's how they learn. You know, you have to let them be dumb, but you don't want to when you're a parent. You know,
Exactly.
you want to protect them from the dumb, but you can't. You can't. They'll learn. So there's some of my my Reddit. Did you find any that I didn't mention or that you?
Well, did you ever hear about Parasite Man?
No.
Okay, so this isn't the actual like Reddit. This is just someone that is recalling it because it's very disturbing to them. But basically, a subreddit confession. There was a guy that liked to infect himself with parasites, like a whole freaking bunch of them. But the most disturbing part is that although they can lead to health issues, he liked to infest other people. His family, random one-night partners, even go to public spaces to infest more people. The guy knew that it was wrong and was still doing it. I don't know what that entails, but that's creepy.
Bug chasers. They're called bug chasers. Have you heard this?
No.
This is just something that I know. Just because I fucking look up weird shit all the time. Bug chasers. It's a kink. Okay. It's a fetish where people want to either be infected or infect, or sometimes both, other people with diseases. HIV being one of them. There are definitely posts of people on Reddit confessing to knowingly having something like HIV and still having unprotected sex with people.
Yeah, there was a guy here in not here, but where I grew up in Elyria that got multiple like attempted murder charges because he knew he had AIDS and was not telling his many partners that he had them.
Yeah. You can definitely be I don't want to say execute. I want to say executed, but that's not right. You could be convicted of attempted murder for having certain diseases like AIDS and passing that along to people. You can't do that shit. But there's a whole community for it. Even when they're not infected, a lot of the times they're not, and they'll just role play that they are.
Okay.
And they just pretend that they are pass along their little diseases or whatever. But yeah, it's a thing.
That's a kink thing. Okay.
It's a kink thing. Yeah, I don't get it. But
because your brain's not fucked up. That's why you don't get it.
That's fair. I mean, it is just not in that way. Not one of my kinks. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's fucking strange. But
if anyone is listening has that kink, could you please explain to us why that is your kink?
Right. Like, why are you into that? I don't understand. I mean, then again, there's women like to put bugs in their vaginas, obviously, or whatever in their vaginas. There's one about a woman who, repeatedly would post asking people how to have sex with their snakes. And people were like, stop trying to fuck your snakes. That's horrible. Like, what the fuck? It's terrible.
Wait till PETA gets involved in that.
PETA would just euthanize them all.
Like,
gosh. Right. Just stop it. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with people. But yeah, bug chasing is definitely fucking weird. And I'll never get it. I've learned a lot of different kinks from Reddit, and some that aren't necessarily kinks. I can't remember the name of it, what it's called. But there is an instance where people will, and this is like a big thing. People will prostitute themselves out, but not prostitute out their naughty holes. And what I'm trying to tell you is that they'll have things like feeding tube holes and stomas.
What?
Yes.
No.
So I found a Reddit thread one time about this. There's a certain name for it. I can't remember. I guess thank fucking God, because I'd be Googling it tonight because I'm fucking weird like that. But yeah, there was like a thread and it was about like people in the medical field talking about the patients that they encounter and how they have to put like visitor restrictions on certain people because they will have people come to their fucking room to fuck their hole and leave for money.
What?
Yes.
Why?
I guess because that seems less dirty. I really don't.
That's more dirty. That's an open wound.
Right. I would never let someone fuck my wound ever.
No.
Like that would never, like, I would feel less demeaned and used by using any other hole that usually is fuckable than my open wound hole.
Right. Like,
but
if you see like in public, like a stranger's arm bleeding, are you going to go up and lick it to get the blood off? No. Like,
I do not, and some people like freak out about like anal. They're like, oh, poop comes out of there. Well, then imagine sticking your fucking dick in an intestine straight up. Like the poop's being made right there, right where your dick is. It's gross.
And there's like bile and acid and all kinds of stuff.
And not just that, but like, they go on to like talk about, because normal people are like coming to the thread and they're like, wow, this is real fucking gross. And they're like, oh, you think that's gross? Just wait until those holes get infected with STIs, because they do a lot.
Yeah, I believe that.
Like,
who in their right mind wouldn't think that? Like,
so, I mean, speaking of bug chasers, there are people out there that will fuck literally any hole and pay for it.
Yeah. I'm going to be a no-go on that one. Like, I don't even want to read about that.
Would that hurt?
Well, it depends. Are you on pain medicine while you're in there?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, that's true. You probably have fucking no idea. It might be the best time to fuck those holes.
Right, because I know damn well I am not being sober if I ask somebody to do that for money. Like,
oh my God. Like, you gotta be... I've been hard up for some cash before, but never fuck my wound. Hard up for cash. Right. It is wild. It reminds me, there's a scene in Human Centipede 3. If you've made it that far in the series.
No, just the first one.
And it's like one of the most brutal scenes, supposedly. Like the warden gets, he's having a dream and somebody like shivs him in his kidneys and then they fuck that hole that they made.
All
like
right.
that's what it is basically. And it's like,
right.
Why would and this isn't a movie made to make you feel super uncomfortable, and it does. Why would you do that on purpose? Yeah, that's
weird
pretty terrible
stuff that you'll just find.
No, just weird stuff that I find. It's just me. It's a me problem.
It's not. You didn't make the group.
That's fair.
You just stumbled upon it.
People are probably like, what the fuck kind of communities are you in Reddit? It's pretty terrible. There's like a subreddit, it's medical gore. I don't know if it's still around anymore, but
it probably is. Or there's a new one that's the same thing.
Yeah, it'll come around and I'll be there looking at the medical gore because something's wrong with me. Like that guy. That's that guy. I found a lot of his story with his brain exposed, walking around Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I saw that. I just saw that on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook at first, and you know what I did? Immediately went to Reddit. I'm like, people know this story. And they did. That's where I got a lot of my info from. I don't know what happened to him. I'm gonna look him up again, see what happened.
There's probably people fucking his brain hole.
Oh my God, he probably would let people fuck his brain hole for money.
Yeah, he looked like he needed money.
Oh my God. I just can't get over that guy. What the fuck? It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But you can see shit like that all the time for free on Reddit. You just gotta make an account. Head on over there.
Oh, I made an account. I don't know what I'm gonna get into now, but...
No, it actually really is resourceful. A lot of people talk a bunch of shit about it. If I wanted to bring up news or encounters that I could share with you guys every week, I could easily do it off of Reddit. But again, you don't know what's real. You don't know what's not. But there is a lot of really good stuff out there, really good talking points, really good opportunities to network with different individuals about different ideas. It is very useful. Like I said, it is my favorite social media, even though it has all this fucked up shit on it.
Well, when I'm like have to help the kids with homework and stuff and I don't know something, I like Google it, like the answers pop up on Reddit. Like there's smart people on here.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. fuck yeah. I've asked some questions on Reddit from time to time, not many. But just to kind of get different things. I mean, it's silly stuff. I'm on one subreddit. It's apartment hacks, and it's just different organizing things that you can do if you live in an apartment like myself, to make your space a little not so cluttered,
See, useful stuff.
There is, yeah, tons of useful stuff for marketing, podcasting. It's out there, YouTube videos, lots of cryptid shit.
See, I don't know what Brandon's name is on Reddit, but I know he comments on all these like couples problems things all the time.
Does he really?
Oh yeah, he loves calling dudes out. We're like, my girlfriend cheated on me 7 times. He'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. Like,
I love that for him.
I love
him sitting there watching his 90 Day Fiance and commenting on Reddit.
Oh yeah, for sure. He does that all the time.
It's fun. I'm one of those.
For people that don't know, like, Brandon is a manly man. Like, he is like 6'3", country, beard, like, has a labor job, like, loves 90 Day Fiance. It's his favorite show.
You know what? How much do you want to bet most of the watchers of that show were manly men?
Oh, probably.
Come on. Yeah, that's how they squeeze it in, right? That's their balance.
They got a lip full of chew and just watching 90 Day Fiance.
On their Reddit, giving a relationship advice.
Yeah. I mean, listen to him. He's pretty good. We've been together 10 years.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's, Yeah, it is interesting. The DPH is another one that subreddit. That's what I'll look at, and it's fucking sad. It's people taking too much Benadryl and tripping fucking balls. Oh
yeah.
But it's crazy, But it's crazy because most of the time it's kids, and it's like, oh, see, going back to the kids thing again. It's like, God damn, dude. But you can find some shit. So you're like, oh, okay, here's my apartment hacks. Here's some car advice, and yada, yada, yada. And then all of a sudden, you hit something fucking dark out of nowhere, like people fucking people's wounds. And you're like, what is this world that we live in?
Oh, there's a kink group that they share pictures of dead women that they find attractive, like pictures of women dead in ditches or killed in car accidents that they find attractive, and they just talk about them.
Oh my God. People are like that. They're fucking weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Or the composite images for unidentified bodies. Have you looked at those?
No.
Oh my gosh, they're so scary. It's like, humans don't look like this. How did you draw a picture? Like, this is not what this Jane Doe or John Doe look like.
They are super uncanny. Or like the ones where they age up, like the kids or whatever, and it's like,
right.
What is that?
Oh my gosh.
That's definitely not a human.
Like, I'm sorry, but if this is a Jane Doe and she looks like this, there's a reason nobody's like grabbing her up as, that's my sister or that's my wife. Like,
I don't know who that is. Never seen her.
Right.
It is interesting, the stuff that you'll find on there. Some of it's just general topics. Like I really like the Unsolved Mysteries subreddit. Or even the Internet Mysteries subreddit. That's where I found out about the guy in China who found an abandoned building filled with a literal pool of like dead children.
Oh.
Yeah, you probably haven't heard of this. It's fucking weird.
No, I have not heard of that.
I talked about it a little bit on the podcast when it first happened. Yeah, he went to this abandoned building and didn't know what it was, and he's just like a TikTok urban explorer guy.
Okay.
And he goes to this room, and there's different weird things everywhere, like jars of shit. Weird shit that he doesn't want to know what it is. And he comes to this giant tank, and it's filled with liquid and what appears to be dead children and babies, and shows it and everything. He ends up going back again later, because at first people were like, that's fake, like that's gotta be fake, and he goes back again later and he shows that same pool, and people on like Reddit were like picking out certain still shots of like, here's this dead kid, this is what they look like, a month ago when he was there, and this is what they look like now. There's obvious decomposition. Like, here's the difference. And it's like, oh my God. probably what was happening is it could have had something to do with organ harvesting.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or it's just potentially an unethical disposal of bodies that were supposed to be processed through funeral homes that weren't, so they just dumped them in this tank. But it seems like they were
that
trying to.
happens everywhere.
It does, yeah, it does. I mean, it seems to be something medically related, but people don't really know. And so that guy freaked the fuck out because it's China, and really, I mean, him even doing that much was like no.
Right.
But China's really bad about like the organ harvesting or the body broker community. Like they sell their fucking. I'm going to do a whole episode on like the bodies exhibit, and turns out a lot of them are Chinese prisoners that didn't consent to having their bodies on display, having sex for eternity or whatever.
No, I believe that.
Yeah, no, it's really insane. But yeah, no, I found out about that through Reddit. I found out a lot of stuff. The boy in the box mystery was solved, and I first saw that news broke on Reddit. Which is super, super fascinating. I mean, it is useful, and it's definitely a good area. I like it better than, other places. I feel like I get more out of it than, say, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. I get on there because I want to engage with people that I know directly. Reddit, I just get on there to learn and read, and, whether it's, crazy, right? Something totally fucking out there. Like,
right.
a tank
We're
of
gonna
dead
have
children.
to like circle back to this when I have more time to prepare and get into the Reddit rabbit hole.
Yeah, no, by all means. There's plenty out there to explore. That's for sure. There's so much.
There's just never been like a need for it for me, so I've never actually been on there to look at anything. And yeah, now that I've just looked at little stuff, I'm like, oh,
I need to be on Reddit.
See what we can find.
And some of this stuff, like, you can see in real time. Like, there was a post from a 14-year-old kid, okay, who made his dad a drink, her dad, I don't know which one, and they put half a cup of bleach in it with the intention to kill him. Yeah, and but they had second thoughts after they had done it, and they're like, I shouldn't have done this. And so they're like asking Reddit, they're like, well, what can I do now? I don't want to get in trouble because the reason they did it is because they say they're abused. They didn't want to get abused for doing it, so they're like, but I don't want them to die either. What do I do? Well, it turns out it's okay if you drink. Don't fucking do it. But it's probably okay if you drink half a cup of bleach. It's usually not going to kill you.
Okay.
Believe it or not, it's usually not lethal to a grown adult man. Again, don't fucking do it.
Right.
But, they ended up being okay, right? The parent ended up being okay. But I got to watch that play out, like, in real time. And so you just never know what you're going to catch on there. And now that's like one of the, infamous Reddit posts out there.
Wouldn't you be able to smell the bleach in your drink?
You would think. Well, it was in like a big gulp cup.
Okay.
So if you had like a full 40 ounce, I think they're like 44 ounces, right? And it's filled with your drink plus some bleach, it would probably taste off. But like, you've gotten a fountain drink and you're like, something, it's not, the syrup's not right.
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure, like, I'm good at sniffing out bleach. Like, I don't know.
That's fair. They're probably like, oh, the straw smells weird. Who knows? Who knows what they thought? And who knows? It could have been completely fucking fake.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's, again, another part of it is that it could have been not real. And that could have definitely been like a karma farming thing. I don't think that, that person, a lot of people will post one time and then they abandon the account, the throwaway accounts. It's so easy to have a throwaway on Reddit. So that's, something that happens a lot. So yeah, it's an interesting community. I'd be happy to go over it again. I don't know. What did you guys think of this episode? I mean, I know you're here for like usually the aliens and the cryptids and stuff, but
it's more like there was a lot of I don't even know what you want to call it. It's not like 411, but some of it was 411. And I mean, it's in the subject of On Wednesdays We Talk Weird.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. And so if it's weird, we're going to talk about it here on this show. That's what you guys come here for. Switching it up a little bit. I mean, did you guys really want to hear? We could have talked about it. Today's Patty Day. We could have talked about Patty.
Is it Patty Day?
It is. It's Patty Day.
I haven't been online all day.
Birthday to Patty. But do you guys really want to hear that for the millionth time? Probably, I guess.
No.
I mean, fair
No.
enough. I probably will talk about it again.
Well,
But
that's fine, but not on the day.
well, today, no, this is spooky season, and we want you guys to get with the spooky. But next week's episode, Cassie, you're going to be here for it. It's our Halloween special.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to tease it a little bit. Not much.
And
Not
I'm ready
much,
for this
but-
one.
Let me tell you, yeah, this one has some real investigative work into it. Not necessarily boots on the ground for myself, but let me tell you, I've probably consumed everything that you can consume here about this one.
And it is fucked up.
It's fucked up. Yeah, it's fucked up. It is. It is so out there. So it's going to be a wild ride. I'm super excited to get to it. Yeah, and then we'll see.
We did an hour and a half on Reddit. What are we going to do next week?
Oh man, I know I got to start building my timeline right now, so that way it's it's coherent.
You can build your timeline, then I'm just going to jump in and fuck it all up. So,
Oh man, 'cause they're so. I mean, it could be probably 3 or 4 parts. Like,
it probably
It's
could be, especially if we went
easily.
over like the rules.
oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, we'll get there. It'll be fun. It'll be a
Yeah.
good time. You guys will like it. Definitely still something different. But I promise we'll get back to aliens and stuff soon. We're just enjoying the holiday season, right? So,
Yes.
do you have any final thoughts, final words for our audience?
I'm so unprepared. No, I'm sorry. Next week I will.
Plenty next week. Stay tuned. That would have been great. He could have.
Yeah. Do that.
That part, yes.
Come back.
Please come back. And I'm just kidding. They'll be back. There'll be new people next week. It'll be interesting. There's new people this episode. This is your first episode on Wednesdays We Talk Weird. Fucking weirdo. You fucking sicko. What do you come here for this for? Huh? Really? But I hope you keep doing
If
it.
next week is their first episode, then shit, something's wrong.
Got a lot of backlog. Yeah, no, it'll be good. It'll be good. Okay, well, that's fine. I will leave it at that then. We'll see you guys back here next Wednesday.